Welcome back. There is a Colliers India report which suggests that India's office leasing market reached record-breaking levels in Q4 of 2023, with 58.2 million square feet of gross absorption. Bengaluru dominated the office space absorption. Chennai too saw a 2x growth in Q4. To discuss this, we're joined by Arpit Mehrotra, Managing Director at Colliers India. Arpit, first put these numbers in context, right? This 58.2 million number of office space or commercial space absorption that we've seen in Q4. How does it compare with what we've seen, say, in 2023 in the rest of the quarters? And even, is there any big trend that you're observing, big change in the geographical absorption?
Thank you so much for inviting us for this call. I'll tell you, just going back on 2022, like you rightly said, India office went around 50.2 million square feet, while probably by around Q2 of this year, we anticipated that this year we might see around 48 million square feet only absorption. But Q4 has been coming back and talking very, very strongly to us because Q4 propels record high office leasing activity. And overall, from a 58.2 million square feet, we from the last year to this year, we see around 16% increase YOY. Now, only on a Q4 perspective, the office absorption has hit around 20 million square feet, which is the highest ever quarterly leasing absorption. Now, Bangalore definitely dominates the country with 1/4, but surprisingly, NCR came back very, very strongly, followed by Chennai, which usually used to be a 5 million, 6 million square feet market. But we saw overall Chennai touching around 10 million. The another important things which we saw, the trend was that the global capability centers, which came back very strongly in Q4 in India, means that the confidence level in this country is only moving up. We saw larger deals of around 100,000 square feet accounted 50% of 2023. And that's a big thing because that really shows that India capabilities globally is moving up. Now, going back on the trends of early 2000s, if you go back and see it, what quality of work which used to come down to India was only back office or the KP of the knowledge processing outsourcing which used to come. But from the last 5-7 years, we see the good quality stuff work, which means high tech work, which is coming down to the country. And this is clearly evident with the global capability centers coming back to the India.
Absolutely, GCCs are shining feather in India's cap, no doubt about that, and they consume massive amounts of office space. Arpit, hi. So, can you give us some more color in terms of the industries that are contributing to this huge amount of absorption? You gave us geographic trends, but in terms of industries, I mean, any sense, is it IT, is it something else? Who's consuming all this office space?
So technology still stands on the highest. So out of 58 million, technology will be around 14 million approximately, followed by the engineering and the research and development has taken a really shapes up. Flex industry definitely sees a lot of growth. In fact, for Flex, it's the biggest in terms of overall absorption of around 8.7 million square feet has been absorbed by the Flex. But GCC equally contributed too much on that. Another key reason you need to understand from a perspective, early 2000, the cost of a dollar was around 40-45 rupees. In 2023, the dollar cost still remains as 183 rupees, which means what people used to invest back in India 20 years back is the same. So for them, India with the high quality talent and the young talent, with the cost of real estate remains the same, the confidence level is higher. And to give you a little more stats on this, if I have to add it further, from a global perspective, India has been seen very, very strongly. Because our neighbors, which is China, they have a trust deficit back in West Coast. What's happening in Europe is equally a challenge. So India is being looked up very, very strongly, and the quality of a talent is helping them to give them a higher results.
Fair enough. The quality of the talent and the fact that, in dollars, the rental or the price of real estate hasn't gone up.
Yes.
But is there a number to the GCC in 2023? How much space has GCC taken up versus 2022? And also, if you could compare it to pre-COVID, because, one would just intuitively imagine that some people gave up office spaces in the aftermath of COVID.
Correct. So COVID was a very different year. So probably comparing anything with the COVID year is not the right year. So that's where my comparison will always stand up to the last year, which is 2022, because we saw some rebound coming back the last year. For me, if you ask me, COVID year was not existent, because that will not give you the right perspective. But just to give you a perspective, what you asked about it, technology, like I said, adds around 14 million square feet, then followed by banking financial companies. Now, banking financial companies, a lot of rebound has come in India, and we see a lot of space take up by them, which accounts to around 11.2 million square feet. Then we, like I said, around engineering and the research and development, there's a lot of quality work which is coming down to within India. It's around 9.4 million square feet, followed by flex, which was around 8.7 million square feet. Healthcare and pharma, to your surprise, we saw very strong demand of healthcare and pharma, and this is from a technology business perspective. Around 2.4 million square feet of pan-India absorption has happened in that market
Got it.
itself.
So
E-commerce,
pretty well-rounded.
yeah.
So I guess, I mean, the sense we're getting from what you're saying, Arpit, that this is very well-rounded. While GCCs are
Yes.
leading the absorption, there are lots of sectors that are contributing. So we're running out of time. So just very quickly, can you give us some pricing and rental trends as well? Have rentals gone up? If yes, by how much pan-India? Which are the geographies which are showing the maximum rent increase?
So rentals, from a quality space perspective, anywhere, wherever is the quality space available, usually in the central business district, we have seen the rentals going up. But the spaces which are available in the peripheries of the city, that's where your majority of your vacancy is still there. What we anticipate is any good quality asset, which is sustainable, and talking about the new age asset, I think that's where the rentals will always go up. But the assets which will start cutting down corners, that's where we see challenge going forward in absorbing those kind of an assets.
Okay. All right. Arpit, thank you very much. Good to have some color on the way the office market is shaping up, and it seems to be doing rather well. Thank you for joining in today, and wish you season's greetings as well. So that's the Colliers India report on the way office supply is getting absorbed in the country. We'll take a break on that note. Back with more in just a bit.
CNBC-TV18, embarking on a quarter century of excellence.
Thank you for watching CNBC TV 18. For all our top stories and news updates, follow us on our social media platforms.